So the most obvious part of genetics, which was perhaps where you could make a start, was in the area of rare genetic conditions which cause disability or limit a child's sort of ability to function as well as they could. The real issue which broke this clinical problem open was the advent of DNA sequencing, the ability to take someone's DNA code and to actually lay it out in front of you and to check its sequence, to ask the question, were there any flaws, were there any misspellings, was there something intrinsic to that sequence which meant that that child was ill? And since I've been working here in Dunedin for the last 20 years, supported so beautifully and so well by Cure Kids, we've found multiple different answers for so many different families, not just from New Zealand but from around the world. For dozens, in fact scores of different conditions that fall into this category of rare genetic disorders. And so we like to take our place globally on the stage of trying to push things forward for children worldwide. And there's no reason why we can't do that in Dunedin, and I'm proud to say that we've managed to do that in quite some significant fashion for several dozen disorders. So how have we made a difference? What are some palpable examples of how things have been pushed on, how things have benefited? Well, I suppose the best example was the one that I started my career at. A whānau from West Auckland, Māori, they had this condition, clearly genetic, but when I met that whānau, not only were they misdiagnosed and they didn't have the correct diagnosis, but no one knew what caused that condition genetically. And I'm proud to say that it was myself and my team that progressed that and continue to progress that group of disorders, primarily from that collaboration with that really special family that I met way back in the mid-1990s. Overseas, people have developed really good genetic tools to be able to diagnose genetic conditions in children with European ancestry. But for those who have Pacific ancestry or Maori ancestry, our tools are way less developed. And right now, with Cure Kids' help, I'm beginning to help build some of those tools with some colleagues. And I hope that continues to sort of grow that endeavour, because I think we have a desperate need to actually build those. Research is a long-term game. It's a marathon. Sometimes you hit the wall, but when you cross that finish line, it's wonderful to be able to celebrate with the whānau who you've helped, as well as with your research team. And Cure Kids is certainly part of that celebration and have been in so many instances throughout my career. Child health stands front and centre in terms of actually securing our future as a nation. If we're not caring for our kids, we're not looking after our future in so many different ways. And so what I am committed to do is to try to contribute to improve health outcomes so that New Zealand's future, and the future of those children in particular, is improved, safeguarded and built upon. And I can think of no better way to do it than to actually contribute to research in the way that Cure Kids does. When you think about how it started, two keen, very committed paediatricians in Auckland just saying to one another and to their professional friends and colleagues, something's got to be done specifically for New Zealand kids to back research that specifically is about them. It's a hard task to set yourself. In so many other ways, charities who back for care and comfort with New Zealand kids, they know what they're about because it's self-obvious what's needed. But the nature of research is that so often it's not self-obvious. It's not clear what you should be doing, what design you should take and where the answer's going to lie. So it requires some smartness, some intuition, some courage and some trust, and the backing of your community. And Cure Kids get all of that.